It's a very, very difficult number of weeks, and but we're getting there, and I'm getting there at least, and I'll be very relieved once January comes along, because that's when the film will be released. In fact, let's go ahead and talk about that right now. Zeitgeist moving forward, I hope to have the trailer done and presented by the first week of October, so it's coming up very soon. The trailer will probably be in two forms. There'll be two trailers. One will be very short, shotgun gesture trailer, as you typically see cliche within the media industry. Second will be an extended trailer, a number of minutes that will go into a little bit of detail that will summarize the sections that I'm working with for the larger film. The distribution of the film and the presentation of the film. Well, what we're doing, and I want to make sure everyone understands this, is we're going to do a simultaneous release mid-January of 2011 through all the chapters in hopefully 20, 30 languages. So if I was to loosely describe this, and I'm beginning the process now, there will be 20, 30 languages, simultaneous release in 60-plus countries, all around the weekend, ideally, and this isn't set in stone, of January 15th. The structure of the release itself, as far as monetary, as far as theatrical, obviously this isn't just some Zeitgeist Day thing where someone can take the film and load it into their living room and invite people over. I'm making this as large as possible, and I have to be, unfortunately, very strict with it as well. But basically what's going to happen with this is I'm going to have contracts set up with each of the chapters, the main heads of the chapters. And they are going to take the responsibility of finding a space and financing a space to show the film if they care to do so. Simultaneously, they get everything profit-wise, so to speak. And I don't like using that terminology, but whatever is acquired from these screenings will go to that chapter. This is a feeble attempt at getting some funding for the chapters in general. But I think it's relevant, and all this money will go towards promotion of that chapter. Now, this isn't a free-for-all, and I'm taking a big risk here, and I need to speak with a series of lawyers about this regarding the problems that could emerge with such an idea, because this is unprecedented. I'm essentially relying on people to bring the film out and trusting them to be responsible and honest about the tracking of the money. Now, digital purchases will probably be the norm for this, meaning that I'm going to have a programming interface that will basically track ticket sales across the world for anything that's done digitally online through credit cards and the like. And they will be represented in real time through the programming for everyone to see. To also, of course, make sure that we know who's getting what, and to make sure that those funds will eventually be allocated towards promotional work of that particular chapter. There's going to be exceptions to this, and I'm aware of this, but that's okay, and I'm putting a great deal of trust in everybody to move forward with this in a diligent, respectful way. It's again, it's risky, but there's a few different angles to this. For example, I can't personally afford to rent out theaters across the world. The few possible negotiations I have with small theaters out there that could emerge in New York and Los Angeles, for example, theater chains that might find merit with this, and instead of me having to constantly rent out, or any group having to constantly rent out something, they will actually finance it themselves, and with some type of negotiation where they keep X amount, and of course the rest goes to the chapter. That's the most ideal circumstance. But overall, the approach will be that the chapters will have to finance the rental, and then they keep what they obtain. I can't rent things out because I'm essentially broke, and it's going to be a very trying period, I think. But nevertheless, I mean, all I can hope for, to be perfectly frank with everybody, is that I can make back with the $5 DVD sales. Of course, the film will be put online for free. The film will be downloadable in torrent form, just like the other films are, for free. Everything will be there for free, so it's the same kind of donation base, where if you want the physical disc and you want to support what I'm doing, well, you can do so. The only caveat to this is that there are some film festivals that I will enter into that will restrict the ability of the film to be online for a certain period of time, and that's a little bit of a problem. But there's also a kind of a workaround with this, because it doesn't say in the rules of most of these situations, within most of these situations, that the film can't be purchased or downloaded. So that shouldn't affect the torrents. So while the film might not be viewable in a live setting, say from my Vimeo account through zeitgeistmovie.com, it will be downloadable for viewing for free. Don't hold me to that because there could be some caveats I'm not seeing. I'm still working this out, but that is the approach. One way or another, it's still going to be there. And anyway, I'll just leave it at that.